So usually I'm doing beauty videos, but today this one's going to be a little bit different because for many of you that follow my Snapchat, I think I really only put it on Snapchat, but I spend a lot of time here in my kitchen and I'm cooking for the family, but sometimes because of my chronic illness, I find that it's difficult for me to get up and make dinner. So a part of what I try to do is make things really, really simple for myself so that when it comes time for me to make dinner, it's not very hard. The biggest thing that takes up a lot of my time is prep work, and our family uses a lot of onions. I buy my onions from Costco in bulk. I do like to buy everything in bulk because that way I don't have to go to and from the store a whole lot. But when you have something that's in bulk, like bulk potatoes, bulk garlic, bulk onions, you got to figure out how to
store the product.
So that's what I'm going to be showing you today, is how I store my onions. I know it's a little bit different this week. I'm so sorry. My videos might be all over the place, but they're for good reason, because if I have a hard time finding these things and figuring out how to do it for a family of 5, even if you only have a family of 1, it still takes a little bit of time out of one day to make sure that you're set for an extended period of time. So let me show you how I store my onions. I'm going to be using this food saver that I have. It's dusty because it sits, you just saw where it's at. Along with the food saver, I'm also going to be using these plastic food saver bags, which gives me a nice little space down here to write whatever it is I'm storing. And these, basically it's like vacuum seal. Like if you know, I don't have to explain vacuum seal. You understand what vacuum sealing is. If you don't have the food saver or food saver bags, you could also use Ziploc bags. The food saver that I use comes with different size bags. Usually you can store a lot of whatever it is that you're storing for an extended period of time.
Really though? Stop.
I don't do that though. I separate all of my food into portion sizes. That way I don't have to defrost everything at once. You're also gonna need some cooking oil. I'm gonna be using olive oil. Where it at? I don't know. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna write the date and the contents on the bag. I've learned from experience that the last thing you want to do is write the date and the contents after you've done, like after you've put everything already inside of your bags. Your hands are messy, the bags are messy, the stuff just won't write, it messes up your, just trust me, just write it ahead of time. Because some recipes call for sliced onions and some recipes call for diced onions, what I like to do is to make 2 different bags that have the label of sliced onions and the label of diced onions. This is usually because sometimes if I'm not feeling good, I might ask Honor or Jonathan to go in the kitchen and put the stuff inside of the slow cooker for me. And if it's not labeled and they don't know which is which, they're just gonna grab either one and it's gonna just throw off everything for me. And I'm a little bit OCD about everything. No one likes to cut onions because they make you cry, and there are so many different myths about how you can stop yourself from crying when you cut onions, but here I found a very easy way to make sure that I don't cry when I cut my onions. I take my onion and you cut it down the middle of the root, but don't cut the root off. Once you cut the root off, it's going to spill its juices and you're going to start crying. Then peel and you've got a perfectly cut onion. Then you want to go into cutting the tip off, not the root, just the tip, a small amount so you don't waste it. How do you slice the onion though? You want to take it and just go from the tip end up to the root, but do not cut the root. Throw the root aside, and then I take it and I put it inside of my freezer storage bags because these have been sliced, and then I move on to dicing. Dicing the onion, you want to make sure that you're not cutting the root. So you put the tail end of the knife and you kind of slice downward toward where you cut off the tip. And then you take the onion, you turn it sideways, and then start to slice sideways. This is the best way to make sure you're not crying while you're cutting your onions. I'm going to show you again. Take it and slice, take it and slice. Point and pull it down. This is the perfect way to cut your onions. I'm telling you guys, try it out. I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of olive oil and put them in each one of these bags of onions. The onion bag or the oil gets stuck at the bottom of the bag, so make sure that when you're about to seal it up, you take it and you kind of just smush the onions all the way around the bag, roll it up like I'm doing here, and just shake it. I promise you I don't move this fast, it's just sped up. Get that oil all throughout the bag, and then you take it and you put it inside of your food saver and have it vacuum sealed. I'm also pressing it flat because of how I'm going to store the bag, which I'm going to show you later on. If you're not using a food saver bag, then do the same thing with your Ziploc bag. Zip it up, or, you know, seal it, shake it up, and seal it again. I really quite like this. This is definitely Asia approved. So here's a shot of these onions because, you know, we just do shots like that. Now, to store them in your freezer, you can put them in however you want to, but my freezer is organized by sections. I use little baskets like this that you can get from the 99-cent store, and I plop these in here. And can store them for easy access. When I need to cook, I can just pull them out, yes. Look at which type of onion it is, yes, and boom, yes, I'm ready to go. Always make sure that after you're done prepping your area or even making dinner that you clean up after yourself after every step, but make sure you do a final clean through because you don't want a messy kitchen because that's nasty. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this tip. If you did, or if you found something helpful, please let me know in the comment section. And as always, I thank you guys so much. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I know this is kind of like a different thing that I'm doing here, but if you liked it, let me know and I'll keep doing more videos like this to show you guys what I do to help out my family to make things run a little bit more smoothly. And I will see you in the next video. Always make sure that after you're done prepping your food, Shelly, or... Garrett. I know her last name is Garrett. I'm still looking for her. Make sure that you clean up your area because you don't want a messy kitchen area. Always make sure... Rachel Garrett. That's her name. That's her name. Yes, ma'am. Rachel Garrett. always make sure that after you have a great day. You have a great one too. Bye. Oh, before you go, make sure that you click one of these videos because just do it. Like, why do I gotta explain? Just click one or subscribe. Boom.